All right, we're going to get back in this portion. We're going to pick it up with Genesis, the 20th chapter, and the first verse. That's Genesis 20, verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 1. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country.
No sound.
Welcome. Please enter your access
The
code.
book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 1. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Amalek, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But the Most High came to Amalek in a dream by night.
So now, Abraham now is calling Sarah his sister. This is the what? The second time, right? Where was the first time? When he went to Egypt to Pharaoh. And he told Pharaoh that Sarah was his sister, not his wife. Why did he do that? Malachi. So Pharaoh did what? Laid with Sarah? No. Yakazar?
Yeah, he told the king that Sarah was his sister, so he wanted to kill him and take his wife.
Right. Why would they have killed him to take his wife? Gaza.
Because if the husband is no longer alive, then it's lawful for another man to receive that woman.
Right. So make the other man, a new man can now take this woman because the former husband is dead. Because the only way you're released out of marriage is two ways, right? One is to be divorced by way of what? Fornication, right? And the second is to what? That the husband is dead. Okay. All right, let's prove that real quick. Give me Romans 7, verse 1.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
This is after Sodom and Gomorrah?
Now we're after Sodom and Gomorrah, yeah.
She's 90.
Right? She's still.
She's still 90.
Dang. That's a good observation. That's a true statement. 7-1, Romans.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law,
Uh-huh.
how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
Read.
For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband
For how long?
so long as he liveth.
So long as he's alive. You bound to your husband for as long as he's alive. So this is why Abraham was telling these men that his wife was his sister, because if they wanted to take his wife, they would have killed him. This way, she would be free to be whoever's wife that they wanted her to be. So he was doing that as a defense. But when he did it with Pharaoh, the Most High intervened and brought curses into Pharaoh's house and revealed to Pharaoh her true status. And Pharaoh let her go and Abraham go, right? Not ever touching the woman. But now he's coming into the city of Amalekites. Okay? Now these are Amalekites here. This is not Amalek that we talk about Esau, Amalek. These are Hamite nation called Amalek. Two different Amaleks in the scriptures. Remember, more than two actually. Right? But this is a different Amalek. Right? Let's go back now to let's go back to Genesis. This is Abimelech actually.
Abimelech,
Yeah, it's like Abimelech.
Book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 2. And Abraham said to Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah.
Right?
But the Most High came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, behold, thou art but a dead man.
Right.
For the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife.
Right. So he said, so the spirit came to Abimelech in the night and said, man, you a dead man if you touch that woman. So Abimelech is like, whoa, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to take nobody's wife. He saw the woman, he took the woman. But he said, Abimelech, the spirit came to Abimelech and stopped him in his tracks. Read on.
But Abimelech had not come near her.
Right.
And he said, Most High, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation?
Right.
Said he not unto me, she is my sister. And she, even she herself said, he is my brother.
Right. So Abimelech is telling the Most High, listen, man, he said that was his sister and she said that was my brother. So you can't slay me. I didn't do nothing wrong. Right? Read on.
In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this.
Right.
And the Most High said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart.
Right.
For I also withheld thee from sinning against me.
Right. He said, I'm stopping you. Right. He know that you've been deceived, Abimelech. I said, I know you've been deceived. That's why I'm stopping you now before you go too far and end up being a dead man. Right, read on.
Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her.
Right.
Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are dying.
Right.
Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin?
Right.
Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done.
Right. So Abimelech, he's mad with Abraham right now. He said, what are you doing? You bring your wife here talking about it's your sister. You causing us to go into sin, and the Most High will destroy us. You're a prophet of the Most High. This is your wife. We can't touch your wife. Read on.
And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou hast done this thing?
Yeah, why would you even do this? What caused you to what gave you the thought to even do this? Read on.
And Abraham said, Because I thought, surely the fear of the Most High is not in this place.
Right.
And they will slay me for my wife's sake.
Right.
And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother.
Right.
And she became my wife.
Right.
And it came to pass, when the Most High caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother.
Right.
And Abimelech took sheep and oxen, and men servants and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee. Dwell here, dwell where it pleaseth thee.
Right.
And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee and with all other. Thus she was reproved.
Right.
So Abraham prayed unto the Most High, and the Most High healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children.
Right.
For the Most High had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife.
Right. So what? He gave his wife the ability to conceive and thing of that. So he blessed, they ended up blessing them in the long run. Okay, so Abraham's reasoning was like he thought these people was off. He said, I thought y'all was wicked. I didn't think y'all fed the Most High around here. So I had to protect myself. I didn't know what y'all was dealing with, but now he know. Now, okay, y'all dealing with the Most High. You don't have to move in that spirit. Okay, read on.
Genesis chapter 21.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High visited Sarah as he had said, and the Most High did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham, a son in his old age,
right?
at the set time of which the Most High has spoken to him.
Right. So the Spirit came to Sarah, and she conceived, and she bare who a son? Abraham a son. She didn't bear the son of the Spirit that came to her, but the son of Abraham. All the time in the scriptures, when the Spirit came to the woman that conceived and bare, it was never that the Spirit made that child conceive in the womb. That woman would then get with her husband and then conceive. The same thing with Isaac, the same thing with the Messiah. Okay? Right? The Messiah is, one the world calls Jesus Christ, is son of Joseph. Okay? Not of the angel that came to Mary. That whole virgin birth without the man is a fairy tale. It's not according to these scriptures. Okay? Right? Where would you go? Oh, packed in blood for some days, yeah. Yeah. Let's go there. If you can, get the verses out. All right, give me Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah. Chapter 7, I think it's verse 12. Verse 1, verse 1.
All right, the book of Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 7, verse 1.
Come on.
I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth.
Right.
And in my mother's womb.
And in my what?
In my mother's womb.
And in my mother's womb, read on.
Was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months.
Right.
Being compacted in blood of the seed of man.
Uh-huh.
And the pleasure that came with sleep.
Right. So from the seed of man and the pleasure that came with sleep. So what? He was conceived through sexual intercourse. Read on.
Verse 3. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell up upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying,
right,
as all others do.
As all others do. All children do the same. Read.
I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth.
There's no king that had any other beginning of birth. Okay, so that is the way we're born. That's the way we come into this earth. Everyone, whether you king, servant, it don't matter. Yeah.
You know what's heavy about that is that other nations, when they have their kings, they look at their kings as God.
Right.
That's prevalent. Greeks and stuff.
And Greeks, yep. Mm-hmm.
But him, someone being the king of Israel, say, look, no other king had every king came out the same way.
Right. So basically what he's saying, all those fairy tales you heard is foolishness, man. All the pharaohs, all the Caesars, everybody, every man walked the earth came in the same way. Right? Mother and father, mother conceived, 10 months in the womb, have the baby. Right? There's nobody that came half man, half God, and came together and became Hercules. That's a figment of people's imagination. They know Hercules, Greek mythology. There's nobody walking around half man, half amazing. Okay? All right? That's nonsense. Okay? We all half man, half our mother. Okay? And that's how we come into this world. All right? Don't believe the hype. All right? If people want to bring out stuff about the Messiah, born of the virgin and the virgin birth and all this stuff, no. The scriptures talk about the virgin just when she was a young woman of marital age that was not married. Okay? That's what it's talking about. Okay?
What's the Hail Mary talking about?
The Hail Mary ain't talking about nothing. Okay? That's just the white man and his foolishness. There's no Hail Mary in the Bible. Okay? There's only Hail Mary in the Catholic Church, which is against the Bible. Okay? The Catholic Church, they don't really believe in the Bible. All right? They believe in idol worship. Okay? Get Romans real quick while we're on that topic. Give me Romans 1.
Romans 1.
Yeah, it's over one.
1.
So 101. So.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Paul, a servant of Yahweh Shai Mashiach,
Right.
called to be an apostle, separated unto the gospel of the Most High,
Come on.
which he had promised afore by his prophets in the Holy Scriptures,
Right.
concerning his son,
Concerning
Mashiach,
who?
concerning his son,
Read.
Yahweh Shai Mashiach, our Lord,
Other one. Come on.
either one, which was made of the seed.
Made of what?
Made of the seed.
Made of what?
Made of the seed.
Be very clear. Just to eradicate, anybody might have that thought still in the back of their mind. Maybe they grew up in the Roman Catholic Church or the Christian Church, and they say, not my Jesus, right? He was born of Mary, the Virgin Mary, and the angel came and put the baby in her belly. If you happen to be still thinking that, by any chance, right? He was made of the seed. What seed? Seed comes from man, right? The Bible calls it the seed of calculation. Okay, it comes from man, goes from man to the woman, then the woman conceives and gets pregnant. That is what seed is. Okay, read.
Made of the seed
of
David.
Of David. Why is it of David? David. What was his father's name? Joseph. So how come it's the seed of David? Right, because Joseph is the lineage of David. Okay, Joseph was in the lineage, family bloodline of David. Okay, that's why it's seed of David. David was the last great king in that family bloodline. Right? Read on.
According to the flesh.
According to the what?
According to the flesh. According
to the flesh. So they might say, the Jehovah's Witnesses might say, it's a spiritual seed. The seed of the spirit. That's why it says, according to the flesh. According to your body. Physical seed passed on for generations. So you are, all of you in here, are seed of your father. Who your father is, that's the seed that made you who you are. Now you might have attributes from your mother, because your mother represents like the earth. So you will have attributes from your mother, but you are seed of your father. You are offspring of your fathers. Okay? Now the men can now carry that offspring that they are onto their children. The women cannot do so. When they have a child, it is the offspring of whatever man that they are with. Okay? Because the bloodline goes through the father. Everybody understand that? Right? One more verse on that. Pedigree. Numbers
1 and 18.
1 and 18. Give me Numbers 1 and 18.
You want to see the compilation?
No, I'm good with that.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
Right.
And they declare their pedigrees.
Declare their what?
Their pedigrees.
Like, they talk about pedigree, like that's, like with dogs, they tell you, that's the type of animal you are because of your pedigree. Right? All dogs, but they're different pedigree. Right? But we have pedigree also. We all Israel, but we have different what? Families. Right? Read on.
After their families.
After their what?
Their families.
After your family. Your pedigree is your family. What family you belong to? Read on.
By the house.
By the what?
By the house.
By the house, read.
Of their fathers.
Of their what?
Of their fathers.
So why did it say of their mother and father? Because their father is what determines what house you're part of. That's why the Messiah was considered son of David, because he's from that house. Okay? That lineage, that pedigree. Joseph as well was called son of David. Why? Because it's showing their pedigree, their lineage. Okay? Let's go back now. Under that understanding. So the angel came to Sarah and she conceived. That means she lay with Abraham and conceived. Okay? Because woman cannot conceive without the man. All right? I know they got some people running around YouTube talking about the woman is God and they have both organs and they can reproduce by themselves and all kind of madness. That's all fairy tales, X-Men, mutant talk. It has nothing to do with reality. Okay, reptile talk. reptilian, as Brother Abel would say, reptilian. Right? Yeah, to reproduce yourself. You need a man to reproduce. All right, to bring forth child. All right, where we at? 21:2.
The book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 2. But Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age,
right,
at the set time of which the Most High has spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac.
Right.
And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old.
Right, on the 8th day, just like the Messiah, read on.
As the Most High had commanded him.
Because that's according to the law. When you have your sons on the 8th day, they're to be circumcised. Okay. That's the law of the Most High. Okay, read on.
And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him.
Read on.
And Sarah said, the Most High hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me.
Right.
And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age.
Right, come on.
And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
Right, so she said, man, listen, get rid of Hagar and her son. Okay, which is Abraham's son, right?
Right.
Because this bondwoman's son is not going to be heir with my son. Okay, that was a spirit that was on Sarah. Read on.
And the thing that was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
Right, he said, how you going to tell me to get rid of my son? That was grievous to Abraham. You know what I mean? What kind of request is that? All right, I understand getting rid of the bondwoman, but my son? Right, Ishmael? You tell me to cast out Ishmael? I don't know about that. Okay, read on.
And the Most High said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight,
right,
because of the lad,
right,
and because of thy bondwoman.
Come on.
And all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice,
right,
for in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Right, so he said, you know what? Cast him out. Listen to what Sarah's telling you. Most High had to come to Abraham and tell him that. Okay. Oh yeah, or else he wouldn't have been listening. Okay, Most High got to intervene and show him that. Oh, listen, what she's saying is right.
You listen to this time.
Yeah, you can listen to this time. Okay. Yeah, he had to calm Abraham's spirit down. Abraham was grieved.
Yeah,
He was upset when Sarah said that to him. Talking about casting the woman and his son. Look at her like, you crazy, man. Casting out nobody. But the spirit came to him and said, wait a minute. What she's saying is right. Okay, cast her out because Ishmael, he's not heir with Isaac. He's not going to receive what Isaac's going to receive. Okay. Ishmael got his blessing already. Okay, read on. Remember, Ishmael is way older than Isaac, right? How old is Ishmael at this point?
Like 13, right?
Yeah, he's probably 14. He was 13. He's probably 14, 15 at this point. Okay. The years passed since she wasn't even pregnant yet when he was 13. Okay. Read on. And he's already weaned. So you gotta look at the years. He gotta be around 15.
Yeah.
Because when baby's about 1 or 2 years old, I guess get weaned off her milk. You know what I mean? And started eating started food. Okay.
It's not like you put out a baby.
Huh?
It's not like you put out a woman and a baby. He's already kind of grown.
He put out the son was of age. Oh man. Okay.
And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed.
Right. He said, I'm gonna make a nation out of him too, because he's seed of you, Abraham. So Ishmael became a nation. Who's that nation today? The Arabs, right? The so-called Muslims, the Arabs. That's Ishmael. Right? Read on.
And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba.
Right, gave her some bread and water, gave him some bread and water. Told him,
That's rough.
and told you, y'all gotta beat it, man. Y'all gotta go. Moses said. But Abraham, man, he was a faithful man. You know, Abraham was very faithful, man. When the Most High tell Abraham to do, he gonna do. And that's why his name is synonymous with faith throughout the whole scripture. Man, Most High told him to put his wife and his son away, they put him away. Right? Everything the Most High told Abraham to do, he did. That's why his faith was counted as high level of righteousness. Okay, we know.
13. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept.
Right.
And the Most High heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of the Most High called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for the Most High hath heard the voice of the lad where he is.
Right. So did which voice did the Most High hear? No. He said he heard the voice of the lad. Right? He heard Ishmael crying out. So the angel came to Hagar because he heard Ishmael crying out. They said, no, I've heard the cry of thy son. So through his son, she's going to be blessed. Because her son is seed of what? Of Abraham. So he's blessed already. Right? Sometimes you got to realize something. As men of the Most High, the people around you will be blessed by your presence. Because when you cry to the Most High, it is more potent with the Father than with anybody else. So just your presence, the fact that you see the royal seed and you're doing the commandments of the Most High, when you pray, now everybody's prayer is going to be answered because it's about you. Okay, we'll probably got a question back. No, he's not Israelite. Remember, Israel not created yet. We didn't get to Israel yet. We just coming out of Abraham.
Right.
Israel not even on the scene. No, there is no Israel yet. All right. So Ishmael, his nation is the Arabs.
He's Hebrew still.
Right. He's Hebrew by way of Abraham. Right. Out of that righteous seed that came out of Abraham. All right. Abraham was Hebrew because he's out of what? Eber. Okay. So it goes all the way back to Eber. So we're coming all the way up to Abraham. So we still in that righteous lineage and seed. Does that mean no wicked can come out of that seed? It doesn't mean that. It means that out of this seed will be the righteous. But we got what? Moab coming out of this seed, right? Ammon coming out of here. Okay. So far. We got Ishmael coming out. Right? As we move on, we're going to see all these nations come out that are not the chosen, but they are Hebrew in a sense that they are out of the lineage of Eber. Okay? Read on.
Verse 18. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thy hand, for I will make him a great nation. And the Most High opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And the Most High was with the lad. And he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran.
And became a what?
An archer.
What's an archer? That's the bow and arrow, right? Sit back from a long way and fling that arrow on target. Right? Now, I'm not saying, but if you know something about Arabs, man, they sit back there and they'll throw that rock, and that thing will split you between your eyes. Okay? But they got that skill, right? They're very much more skillful people in battle and war, right? Trust me, Esau is catching hell trying to run after ISIS up in them hills. Okay? And he was catching it, trying to mess with Al Qaeda and the Taliban. Now ISIS is giving him a run for his money. All right, next week it'll be somebody else. Okay, because they live up to their prophecies of those people. The scriptures tell me they're a wild man. He was a wild man. They wild, right? And they skillful with battle, missiles. You see, you put out a Glock, they put out a rocket launcher on their shoulder, right? Ready to blow everything up. Okay. So read on.
Verse 21. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at that time that Amalek and Pisco, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, Yahweh is with thee in all that thou doest.
Right.
Now therefore swear unto me hereby, Most High, that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Amalek because of a well of water which Amalek's servant had violently taken away. And Amalek said, Abimelech, so I wot not who have done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it, but today. And Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he said, For these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hand, that thou may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Wherefore he called that place Beersheba, because there they swear both of them.
Right.
Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, and Pisco, the chief captain of his host, and they returned unto the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called there on the name of the Most High, the everlasting power.
Okay.
And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days.
Right. So he stayed in this little land here in Beersheba and called on the Most High, set up an altar unto the Most High, and started to what? Keeping the Sabbaths and things. When they say they set up an altar, this is what they did. They started to keep the Sabbaths, set up the offerings to the Most High, and they begin to serve the Father. You know what I mean? And you know, on a scheduled basis. Okay, on a daily basis, actually. Okay. Chapter 22.
Genesis chapter 22, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that Yahweh did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here I am.
Right.
And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of.
Right. So what did he tell Abraham to do? Take your son up to the mountain, and you're going to offer him as a burnt offering. I mean, you're going to kill and burn up your son. Your only son that you have with you, because his other son, he's out, he went away. Right? So only got one son with him now, which is Isaac. And Moses said, take that one son that you have, take him up the hill, so we can give him up to the Most High as a burnt offering. Read on.
And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his donkey and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went into the place of which the Most High had told him.
Right.
Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the donkey, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you.
Right.
And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?
Right. So he's like, I see the fire, I see the wood, I see where's the offering? Where's the lamb? So he didn't realize you the offering. That part he ain't tell the son. You don't tell somebody that, just come on up here, come with me. Don't give him too much information. Okay. But he not simple. His son got little brains. He said, well, I see the fire, the altar, the fire. Well, where's the offering at? Read on.
Verse 8. And Abraham said, My son, Yahweh will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering.
Right.
So they went both of them together. And they came to the place which the Most High had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
Right.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
Right. So he about to offer his son right now. Read on.
And the angel of the Most High called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest the Most High, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me.
Right. So listen to that. The key thing that you have to understand, pay close attention to, he says, for now I know thou fearest the Most High. So what had to happen before that angel acknowledged the faith that Abraham had? He had to prove him. Okay? He had to put him up against the thing that he know he loved. Would he sacrifice that for the Most High? A lot of us will be tested in this walk. Pray that you don't have such a heavy test as Abraham, right? But understand that you're going to have to be proved. He was proved this day that, you know what, you truly are faithful. Because I'm about to take something from you that you love. And you was going to give it up for me. Okay? For my word. All right? How much of us are ready to give up something really important, which they feel is important for the Most High? We got to think about that. We got to think about that. For the Most High, bring you to that test. Don't fail that test, man. There's things that we attach ourselves to in this world. All right? None of it can measure up to your love of the Heavenly Father. Whether it be family, right? Matter of fact, we went over that just the other night. What's that? Let's get that. Was it Isaiah 14? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Matthew 14.
Matthew 12, 43.
Hate that mother, that father.
Oh, hate that brother. That's
Yeah.
That's Matthew 10, verse 37.
10:37?
Yeah.
Matthew 10, verse 37. I think it was Luke 14.
It's one.
Yeah. Start with 34.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34.
Right, we're talking about the test now. That you're going to be tested in this truth. Okay? And be prepared to sacrifice. Read.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
So this is who's speaking here. Mashiach is speaking. He said, don't think I come to bring peace on the earth. They call him Prince of Peace. Yeah, he's a Prince of Peace in the time of peace. We're not in the time of peace yet. Okay, read on.
I came not to send peace,
Uh-huh.
but a sword.
But a sword, what's a sword used for? right? For war, for killing, for cutting. So the Messiah said, I ain't come to bring peace, I come to bring the sword. What mean I come to bring conflict. All right, read on.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
Right, because there's going to be men that's going to be against their father. Why? Because he might wake up the son, but don't wake up the father. Then what happens? The son is awoken and want to keep the commandments of the Most High, but the father's like, man, you need to be at the Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, man.
Right? That's going to be what? Conflict. That's what this Holy Spirit, the Spirit of Messiah, come into a heart. It may not come into your whole house heart. It might just come into yours. It's a blessing when you got Father and Son in this truth, man. That's a blessing and a half, man. I mean, we don't have to be that divide, but sometimes that divide has happened. Okay, read.
And the daughter against her mother.
And the daughter against the mother, same thing. With our sisters, right? You might be in the truth. Your mother might think you crazy, right? You messing with that thing again? I don't know what's wrong with you. I didn't bring you up that way. It must be that man you messing with. That man got you in that cult. That man got you out there doing that, dressing like that. Your head covered, look like an old lady. That man you following. But that man, you be back here, you be back. That's the kind of mess they will talk to you. Not realizing that what? You coming to the Most High. Your conviction, no man can lead anybody to the Most High. That's gonna keep that real. You can fake it for a while, but your true spirit gonna come out. All right, you might like that man, but he can't make you get with the Most High. He can show it to you, but whether you go or not, really, that's between you and Heavenly Father.
That's right.
Okay, you really take on that spirit. Okay, you know you can fake it for a while, but it ain't gonna last forever. After a while, your true way gonna come out. Okay. So better you come to the Most High. When you come here, you seek your own soul salvation. You really get with these scriptures. Prove yourself, examine yourself, weed out the evils in yourself, so that you are found pure and worthy of the calling in which you're receiving. Read on.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Right. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. When this truth come in, when that spirit come on a man, and he's in the house, and the whole house is getting ready for the Christmas, and you out there talking about Jeremiah, the 10th chapter. And they're looking at you like, what the hell? Nobody's happy with you right now. Right?
I'm calling you a Scrooge.
You know, what's wrong with you?
Call you a Scrooge.
Right? Baiting you, trying to trip you up, trying to buy you presents, see if you fold up.
Yeah.
Right? Damn, they bought you that Xbox. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, but
I don't celebrate it.
you walking out with the gift. You can't do that. If you're not a part of it, you ain't a part of it. Say, listen, man, I don't want any gifts because I'm not in this Christmas thing, man. Right? Right? But the gift destroys my heart, don't it? Yeah, I'm not with this Thanksgiving, but yeah, that stuff is small, so it smells good. That turkey smells good. Better find yourself somewhere else. Right? Read on.
Verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me,
right,
is not worthy of me.
You understand that? He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Right? Abraham didn't love his son, Isaac. This is a son of his old age. This is a son that he wasn't even expecting. This is a son of his age when he's like, man, I already had all my children. I'm done. You know what I keep? Bam, Most High gave him a son. You know he loved that son. Right? He's only his second son at this point. But he took that boy up the mountain, tied him to that piece of wood, laid that wood down, I think, and started to grab that knife because the Most High told him to. That's a man of faith right there. Right? Read.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me,
right,
is not worthy of me.
Come on.
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Right. What does that cross represent? Persecution, problems. Pick it up. Walk with the Most High. Yeah, you're gonna get some people coming at you. That's all right. Take your stripes. Understand you taking it for the Most High. Okay. We all got to go through problems and issues. All our family out there is going through problems and issues. Better the problems you go through is because of your faith. Because now you got a reward for your problems. They got problems out there, but they don't got a reward. They got problems. They get past one problem just to get to the next one. When we get past ours, we get a reward with the Most High.
That's right.
Right? That's a lot greater fight. I'd rather fight a fight where when you win, you get something. You fight a fight, you win it, you don't get nothing. Not even a cookie, nothing. Nothing. What's the point of that fight? Right? I'm gonna fight for something. I'm fighting for the kingdom. I'm fighting for my position. If I go through pain and problems, I get knocked out. Hey, listen, it's worth it because the outcome is worth it. Okay. Read on.
He that findeth his life shall lose it.
Right. He that findeth his life shall lose it. If you got a life that man, listen, I don't want to mess up my life. I like my life. I like my life. I love my life. And a song like that, it's a song that go that way. You love your life so much, right? But you gotta be ready to lose your life. How much you love your life. You gotta be ready to lose that life for the Most High. Right? Read on.
And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
And he's at what?
And he that loseth his life for my sake.
For whose sake?
For my sake.
It's the things that that encompasses your life. You have to step away from it to serve the Most High. You're gonna gain double for that. Right. Don't worry about what you gave up. Look forward to what you're going to obtain. Don't be afraid to give up things. There's certain things in our life we don't want to give it up. We used to it. We like it. We got connected to it. But if it's standing in the way of your truth, keeping these commandments, doing what's right, you got to get rid of it. It can't be a part of your life. They got to go. Okay, it has to go sometimes. Read.
He that receiveth you receiveth me.
Right.
And he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me.
Right.
He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
Read.
And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward.
Read.
And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
Right. So, man, we doing this thing because there's a reward, man, with the Most High. You got to have faith to understand that. And we bless every day because of our obedience unto the Heavenly Father. If we weren't obedient, we could be that next man shot on the highway. You know what I mean? We got to understand that listen, with the Most High, he covers us. You're going to need that cover in these last days. When you start seeing, when you're no longer seeing that stuff on the news, and you're looking outside and it's happening outside your door, then you're going to look for where your covering is at, where your defense. Some of y'all going to go run and get guns. I got to get an AR-15. Right? I got to get a body vest and this and that. That ain't going to help you in these last days. I never seen an AR-15 stop a bullet. Right? It don't stop no bullets. You might throw a bullet, but it don't stop one. If that one is for you, it's for you. The most I put you in that way and that angle and trajectory of that bullet, you gonna catch it. Whether you got an AR-15 or not. What you want to do is the angels not put you into harm's way, no day. Right? Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. What is it about?
I had a problem because some people use that, some people I talk to use that scripture to say that when he said you have to bear your cross, the actual cross. You know what I mean? I gave 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18. And I told him that he wasn't even the first person to be crucified by
right. It was two. Matter of fact, there was 2 other people on the cross while he was up there.
And he had a conversation with
right. So he had a conversation with those people, right? So yeah, the cross, we don't wear crosses. Crosses are similar, a symbol of death. Man. It's like we don't wear skull and crossbones. You sooner wear a skull and crossbones than wear a cross. Why? Because they represent the same thing, death. All right? The cross was a torture. You know what I mean? Nobody walk around with an electric chair around their neck, right? It was a torture chamber that you put people on there to shame them and torture them, like a noose. You see, some of you go to some parts of Florida, right? And you might see them white boys with them pickup trucks, you know, the ones that's like 2 feet too high off the tires, and you got that noose hanging in the window. They trying to tell you something. That's a little message for you, okay? That's not, they had some extra rope and they didn't know what to do with it, so they tied a noose and put it in. No, it's not that. They are putting it up there to make a mental note to you on where they feel you should be. Hanging from a tree with this rope around your neck. So when you see that noose on a truck, and you might want to know directions, not that guy, okay? Because that guy got no good intention for you, okay? So understand why that noose is on the back of these vehicles in the South, all right? So just like the noose is a symbol of death, the cross is a symbol of death, skull and crossbones, symbol of death. We're not about death, we're about life, huh? We've all chosen life here. We didn't choose death. So why are we going to be symbolizing death around our necks? No, we're about life. So we don't wear crosses. And when it says bear your cross, it's talking about the pain that the Messiah received upon the cross. Bear your pains. Bear the what you have to go through, right? The torments, right? What you got? Verse. There we go. Let me get one.
First Peter chapter 4, verse 12 and 13.
All right. First Peter 12.
4, 12 and 13.
That's it, man. He's on the road today, so I'm on a ride. First Peter 4 and 12. That's what we got here.
The book of First Peter, chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Right. So don't think that, that's a good verse, right? Yeah, I know it's not done. I know where you're at. So don't think that it's a strange thing that things start happening to you when you come in this truth, man. You might have been in a Christian church and everything was what it was. You come in this truth and now this problem, that problem. You're like, I thought I came into the truth. I'm supposed to be covered. But first, you got to be what? Proven and tried. You got to be proven and tried. We all got to go through that proven and trial position point in time. Don't think that it's a strange thing. When things start happening, you've been in the truth for about a year, and then you go through this proven and trial thing. Might lose your job, might lose your wife, might lose something dear close to you, right? Because of your righteousness. It's a proven trial. All right, read on.
Verse 13. But rejoice insomuch as ye are partakers of a Mashiach's sufferings.
Right? You are partakers of what?
A Mashiach's sufferings.
That's what it means to bear your cross. Mashiach was persecuted. He was hated. He was talked illy of. He was spit at. He was stabbed and cut, and you name it happened to him. Right? He went to his own, and his own rejected him. All that happened to the Messiah. How are you? Are you better than the Messiah? No. So you got to understand that some of that got to come your way too. Just pray the Most High don't give you more than you can bear. Okay, read on.
That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Yep. Read on.
If ye be reproached for the name of a Mashiach.
Reproached, right? When people talking illy about you, complaining about you because of the Messiah that's in you. Read on.
Happy are ye.
Happy are what?
Happy are ye.
You should be happy. They kicked me out because I keep in the Torah. They say I can't work here because I got a beard. You know what? I'm happy. Because I'm wearing my beard because it's the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. So you want to kick me out for that? Listen, I gladly leave. Okay. Read on.
For the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you.
Right, come on.
On their part, he is evil spoken of,
Mhm.
but on your part, he is glorified.
Right. So what? Right. On their part, he evilly spoken of, but on your part, man, you getting glorified in the heavens, man. Read on.
But let none of you suffer as a murderer,
Right.
or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters.
Right. So a lot of people claim this truth, then they do wickedness, and then something happens to them. Then they claim it Job. No. You can't be claiming Job if you know you done wickedness, man. Job was a righteous man that went through things. Okay? If you know you in this truth and you did some wickedness and then you get chastised for the wickedness you committed, count it as the love of the Most High, him correcting your behind by bringing chastisement on you. But don't be trying to claim Job like, I'm going through this like Job. No, not like Job. Job was a perfect man that went through things. You, on the other hand, you either you got into some thievery, some busybody. Hopefully, you get into some murder. Okay, read on.
Yet, if any man suffer as a Christian,
Right.
let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on this behalf.
Right. But if you suffer as a Christian, what does that mean? Christian mean? Huh? Huh? Follower of Christ. Right. Of the Mashiach. That's what the word Christian means. Who were the first Christians in the Bible? Who was called Christian in the Bible? Huh? Let's get it real quick. Let's get Acts, since that Christian word came up. A lot of people say, see, in the churches, right? They think, you went to the Christian church. Ain't got nothing to do with the Christian church. The Christian church is the least Christian people you find.
There you go. That's right. Teach him.
What was that, 11, right?
11:26.
Yeah.
Acts.
I went to 26, 11.
14.
It's probably 11:26. Right?
That's 11:26.
Yeah, 11:26. There you go.
The book of Acts, chapter 11, verse 26.
Right?
And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch.
Right?
And it
Let's
came,
start with 25. Sorry, start with 25.
verse 25. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus for to seek Saul.
Right, so Barnabas was looking for Saul. Who Saul? Paul. So now you got Barnabas and Paul, right? Apostles of the Most High. Read on.
And when he had found him,
Right?
he brought him unto Antioch.
So when Barnabas found Paul, he brought Paul to Antioch. Read on.
And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church.
Right, so what they were doing, they were teaching, right? The whole year they assembled themselves with the church. Read on.
And taught much.
And what?
And taught much.
And taught much. And they were doing teaching. They were breaking down the kingdom of heaven, linking up scriptures, right? Just like we're doing right now. Read on.
And taught much people.
Uh-huh.
And the disciples were called Christians.
They were called what?
Called Christians.
Right?
First in Antioch.
Right. So why were they called Christians? Because they were what? Teaching about Christ. Teaching about the Messiah. Linking up the scriptures. Okay? Showing the people the Messiah was written about in the First Testament. In the Old Testament. Okay? So they were linking them up, right?
So the Christian is really described as basically what we do when we go out in the street and preach to people.
Right. We are called Christian because we are those Hebrews that follow Christ. See, not all the Hebrews follow Christ. Some of the Hebrews, some of the Israelites, they rejected Christ. Okay? The Pharisees, Sadducees, right? They wouldn't be Christians. Why? Because they didn't accept the Messiah. We were called Christians because, them boys be talking about that Christ. They be talking about the Messiah. Right? So that's why they call us Christians, right? They talk about Messiah. Or Mashiachim, belonging to the Messiah. Right, we are the real Christians.
That's right.
Exactly. Okay. The people in the Christian church, that's a whole other situation.
Wannabes.
Right? They're not following the word. They're not following the Most High by the word, but they're moving through emotion. And a lot of compromise, which the Bible never tells us to compromise. Okay? The fact that the Christian church celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving, that shows you that they ain't Christian. Okay? Because the Messiah would never do that.
That's right.
All right? I don't read the Messiah upholding any of the Roman festivals. Okay? But what? The last festival that the Messiah, last holiday the Messiah kept before he died was what? Before he was crucified, was Passover. He held a Passover before he was crucified. That shows you that what? He kept the high holy days of the Most High.
And the feast of dedication.
Right? And the scriptures talk about he was at the sacred feast of dedication.
That's right.
So that shows you that what? He kept the laws of the Heavenly Father. Right? He wasn't keeping Roman holidays.
Right.
Okay? Rome, while we was having Passover, what was Rome celebrating at that time? Easter, right? Easter. We were celebrating Passover. They were celebrating something called Easter, a fertility, a festival of fertility. Right? A festival of fertility. That's where they get the Easter egg from. And the bunny. Bunnies are known for what? For a lot of mating. Right? That's why what? The Playboy symbol is what? That's the same Easter bunny right there. Right? The Playboy bunny and the Easter bunny is the same bunny.
Right.
Mean the same thing. It's about fertility. It's about plenty of fornication.
There you go.
Okay? That's what it's about. So that's why they got the eggs, find the egg and all that. It ain't got nothing to do with no Messiah dying on the cross. What did one got to do with the other?
Right.
But again, they will have the Easter egg hunt in the Christian church to show you that, these people are something else. Huh? And they had nerve to tell their parishioners, don't listen to them Israelites. Right? It just amazes me sometimes. But they continue to amaze me. So let's go back to, let's finish that in Peter. So Peter got a little bit more there. And then we get back to the portion. Time is, I know, almost 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right. I get it, John. Let's finish Peter, since Peter got a little bit more there. Read 16, verse 16. Chapter 1 Peter 4, verse 16.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 16. Yet, if any man suffer as a Christian,
right,
let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify the Most High on this behalf.
Right. In this society, Christians don't suffer. People glorify Christianity in this society. Right? The Christianity of this society. People glorify that. They write books. They become rich. They have big, lavish, mega churches with stadium seating. Right? They're not getting any persecution for being Christian. So that shows you that they're fake and phony Christians. They should be getting persecuted and put down for what they got to say. The real Christians stand up against wickedness, right? Right.
I think he might be back to the church.
You can't say that or that. Even Donald Trump is a Christian.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
There it is. Right? I always tell people those captains on them slave ships, guess what they were?
That's right.
They were Christians. Right? Them slave masters, Christians. Okay? So the word Christian has lost its meaning. Okay? But then again, when we read it in English, this is translation into the Greek, into the English. But if we go all the way back and take it to the Hebrew, they would say they're Mashiachim, meaning that they're of the Messiah. They belong to the Messiah, Mashiachim. It wouldn't be Christian.
That's
All
right.
right, that's translation of a translation. And we end up with Christian. And they took that word and they ran with it. And made it and attached it. Everybody talk about they Christian now. Yeah. But nobody really standing up for righteousness, because then you'd be persecuted. The Christian, they fall for everything. Okay, read on.
17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High.
Done.
And if it first begin at us,
Right?
what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
Right. We got to go through judgment. Imagine what the other people got to go through. Read on.
And if the righteous scarcely be
The
saved,
righteous what?
scarcely be
He
saved,
said the righteous shall scarcely be saved. Those of us that have committed ourselves to this word, we got another step. We got to show that faith, man. Now you know you're an Israelite. It don't stop there. It just started. This is the beginning of the walk. Now, as an Israelite, you got to show yourself faithful and then stand up against those oppressive forces. Read on.
where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Uh-huh.
Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator.
Right. So we got to be committed to this well-doing. We got to be committed to keeping the commandments. We got to be committed to professing righteousness and walking in this walk. Okay. You can't be wavering. You got to be committed to this thing. Okay. So let's get back to Genesis to try to finish up. I'll lay off the precepts so we can finish up. But that was a good precept.
The book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 30. And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Wherefore he called that place Beersheba.
Hold on. We went way far back, man. We're in chapter 22. And we already threatened Isaac.
22, 13?
Yeah, we at 13. We're all the way down here. Right, you just yeah, he already laid Isaac down. Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 22, and verse 13. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns.
Right.
And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh, as it is said to this day, in the mount of the Most High it shall be seen.
Right.
And the angel of the Most High called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, by myself have I sworn, saith the Most High, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven,
Right.
and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies.
Right.
And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice.
Right. He was so impressed with his faith. He said, man, with you, your seed will be like the sand of the sea. What nation do the scriptures say is like the sand of the sea? Israel, right? Hosea 1 and 10. Go write it down, but we're not going to go there across the time. You know?
Okay. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice.
Son?
So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt in Beersheba.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, behold, Milcah, she have also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Huz, his firstborn, and Buz, his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram, and Chest, and Hazel, and Pildash, and Jedlah, and Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Rumah. She bare also Tabah, and Gaham, and Tahash, and Mahakah.
Right. So Abraham's brother had been what 8 children plus his one of his wives with 8 children, and the other his concubine ended up giving him what 1, 2, 3, 4 children, right? So now we're going to go into that. Now that's the end of the portion though for this Shabbat. What's that? Okay, that's the end of the portion for this Shabbat. We pick it up next week with chapter 23. All right, good portion, a lot of information came out. This is the history, man. This is what it's all about. Us getting to know our forefathers, their plight, their walk, because we gotta do a similar walk in these days. Okay, so what we got coming up? When is the next new moon? The 29th? Is it? 28th? Sure. Huh?
Let's see, the 28th, right? On Monday?
It was a Monday evening.
Yeah, on Monday.
Right. So we got
I thought you said it was on the 27th.
no, it was a Monday. I know that much.
Monday.
Not the Sunday. So we got a 28th, a Monday even. That's new moon. That would be next Monday.
Yeah.
Right, not the Monday coming with the following Monday. Right? Okay. So I guess we can do,
Since the 29th on.
huh?
This is 29. That's 7:13.
At
Yeah,
what?
so it'll be
7:13.
At what time?
That's 7:13 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's the 28th then. 28th and even. So the 28th even is right, the night that the new moon. Yeah. All right, so the 28th at even, the Monday night is a new moon. So we'll do the preparation next week Saturday, but let's keep in mind from now, because you won't have much time to prepare, that next week Saturday we'll go around and do the preparation, make sure everything is being brought for that new moon. Okay. We have, like I was bringing out earlier, we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday class now here. So, Thursday is for the men. Okay, that's a soldier class. We're going to a lot of good information. We're going to the Hebrew, things of that sort. On Friday, it's for everybody. That's a topic class. Everybody come through. And then Saturday, Shabbat service, we go into the portion. Now, I know that, this is what they call a holiday weekend, or what do they call that? And, you guys are off, so I expect that Friday class to be packed, right? Because you're not like you're coming from work, right? Depends on what type of job you got. I guess if you work at Walmart, it doesn't matter what the holiday is. So they don't close for nobody, right? So if we don't work there, or American Express too, I believe, right? Right, they don't close for nobody. So if you're free, make sure you come down, take in the class, we go into topics, good class Friday night. And any other announcements? The what? The TV. Okay, what we trying to do, Shemai for a moment, everybody, what we're doing is we're taking up a collection to get a bigger screen so we can start showing movies in here. Okay, we're going to pick this bigger screen up on what Esau calls Black Friday. So we are taking a donation of $10 from everybody that can give the $10 to make up the monies to buy this TV. Okay, so everybody can spare $10, Baba Kushab, put on the envelope TV. All right, put your name, put TV. Okay.
Don't have to be $10. Get more.
If you want to get more for other offerings, of course, we also got to pay the rent. This is on top of your normal offering. Whatever your normal offering is, continue to do so. But for this is a fund for the screen, so we can start really showing movies and stuff in here. And we have a screen big enough everybody can see clearly. So I believe we're going to get one about double the size of the one that's behind me. So it should be, quite good enough. All right, so everybody can see and start showing movies. What's that? A little bit too much obstruction for that, and we have to make it very dark for the projector to show up. Where we might still have one of the rare lights on when we having certain. So we want to go with the screen instead of the projector. We can't make it like movie theater dark in here. All right, so we don't want to do it that way, as you say. So we want to just dim the light and still be able to see. You know what I mean? So that's why we went with the big screen. Okay, so everybody that can spare, if you say you don't have cash, you have a card. We have the PayPal set up. You can do it through the PayPal or which way you want to do it. But we need to get it in. So Friday, we can go out there and get that. Good question. I'll tell you, I'll find out in a moment, and I'll put it out there. The email for the PayPal. Where's Hezekiah? Hezekiah, what's the email for the PayPal? Just go to the website. Just go to just go to the website. That's a good idea. www.loz.org. Okay, and that will bring you to the link that can bring you to the donation PayPal. So www.theloz.org. THEELOZ.org. Everybody got that? www.theeloz.org. And that will bring you to the link so we can get in, And what we're going to show is documentaries. We're going to show, movies depicting our history and start really bringing it out, and really get some cinema in that, reflects our history and who we are, as well as some of the prophecy. We have some specials out there that show forth some prophecy. I'm going to show that here as well. Okay. All right. I think that covers it. All right. So we're going to set up the closing prayers. We're going to praise the Most High, and and pray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
By Hashem?
Yahweh Shai.
By Hashem?
Yahweh Shai.
Kuras, kuras, kuras.
Kuras, kuras, kuras.
Kuras, kuras, kuras.
Kuras, kuras, kuras.
Holy, holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy.
Is the name.
Is the name.
Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Holy, holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy.
Is the name.
Is the name.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Come Abanawa Yahweh.
Kum Abanawa Yahweh.
Come Abanawa Yahweh.
Kum Abanawa Yahweh.
Come Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
Kum Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
Come Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
Kum Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
Come Yashurala.
Kum Yashurala.
Come Yashurala.
Kum Yashurala.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barak Yahweh.
By Hashem.
By Hashem.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Hawa'ah.
Hawa'ah.
Dananawa.
Dananawa.
Hashabat.
Hashabat.
Bashalom.
Bashalom.
Babakashah.
Abushah.
Shemai.
Shemai.
Zapalayu.
Zapalai.
Barak.
Barak.
Barapah.
Barapah.
Wakazak.
Wakazak.
Ramagan.
Ramadan.
Basma'ayah.
Wakma'ai.
Akim.
Akim.
Wa.
Wa.
Akwakim.
Akwakim.
Babakashah.
Abushah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
By Hashem.
By Hashem.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Yochat.
Yahat.
Shatan.
Shatan.
Yochat.
Yahat.
Shatan.
Shatan.
Yochat.
Yahat.
Kol.
Kol.
Rai.
Rai.
Rachayu.
Yahai.
Yochat.
Yahat.
Kol.
Kol.
Rai.
Rai.
Rachayu.
Yahai.
Babakashah.
Abushah.
Babakashah.
Abushah.
Babakashah.
Abushah.
All praises be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the power of Israel. We thank you, how for giving us this Shabbat day. We thank you, how for blessing us and keeping us and strengthening us and healing us and watching over us and sending our righteous angels to encamp with us. We beseech the Heavenly Father to kill all evil spirits, to take Satan out of the way, that we might come to thee with a clear mind and clear heart, beseeching thee of thy wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Heavenly Father, we pray that thou forgive us for our sins, hold not our iniquity against us, and blot out our transgressions, that we may be presented in the day of our redemption, in the day of our salvation, in the day of Israel's deliverance, worthy of the promises that was given unto Abraham, confirmed in Yitzhak, and passed on to Yaquah, that we are to be his people, and Yahweh, the creator of heaven and earth, to be our power. Heavenly Father, we thank thee for all the blessings that thou hast given us. We praise thy high and holy name. We know all that we receive through thy tender mercies, for we are not worthy. For we are not worthy of all that we have received by Hamashiach Yahushua. We continue to praise the name of the Most High. We pray that thou send righteous angels to encamp around everyone's household. Go with them as they leave this place, they reach their destination in safety, knowing that safety can only be achieved by the Most High, or Hamashiach Yahushua. For behind his righteous angels we shall be covered. All this we ask and beseech thee in the name of thy Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. By Hashem Hamashiach Yahushua, Tuwalat Yad, Aman. The Most High hand. Hallelujah. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. In the mouth of faith, in the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of faith, Yahweh perfected praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Glory, 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 glory. Hallelujah. 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 We gonna try it out. Everybody coming out. People in the God service is a lot of time. And most of our people sure they keep you, you want to service. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.